So when I got asked by your club officers and Malouche to come and speak at your club's installation of officers, I thought about that a lot. Because what I wanted to make certain was that I gave something that shows to all of you how I felt about how wonderful of an organization that you have here. So bear with me a little bit. I think you'll like what I come up with in the end. So I was thinking about successful collaboration. I got in trouble when I came to Chinese New Year, no red, but I think I fixed that. Just let me know if I'm wrong. I decided to talk about how does Mandarin English like a submarine. I spent 20 years in the Navy on nuclear submarines. So I had a couple of really interesting ideas along that, and I would like to share them with you. I'm going to talk about three main things. One is I'm going to talk about successful working together. I'm going to talk about making a plan and executing that plan. And then I'm going to talk about what winning looks like for you. So I want everybody to imagine you're on a submarine right now. And this is what it sounds like. Diving officer, make your depth 150 feet. Helm all ahead standard. Right 20 degrees rudder, steer course 180. Right 20 degrees rudder, steer course 180, helm A. Make my depth 150 feet, dive I. Full rise on the bow planes, 20 degrees up on the stern planes, make your depth 150 feet. Chief of the watch, pump depth control to sea. Pump depth control to sea, chief of the watch I. And as that submarine comes up, this takes a concerted effort of about 30 different people to achieve doing one of the most two dangerous things you can do on a submarine. One is to come up and stick your periscope out of the water just like this. Now it's great if you're in the open ocean and there's nobody around, and the only way you can tell if somebody's around is by sound. So that's a little interesting. But more importantly, it's the teamwork that ties that together, and it has to be done in a certain way, in a certain order, every single time. Because if you don't do it in the right order, bad things can happen. Bad things can happen enough anyway. All you have to do is read the headlines. I believe there was a Russian submarine that had a fire and several people died not that long ago. So doing things the right way is really important. So where does SFMET come in here? Well, what do you guys do? You do the right things every single time. Your program here has exceeded and maxed out every possible option that your club could do, and you did it before everybody else. That was not lost on anybody. I was amazed. Thank you for working hard. You all work together. There's this dead, I don't want to call him Guadalupe, we'll just say, there's this dead white guy by the name of Benjamin Franklin. Some of you might have heard of him. And this gentleman said, we will either all hang together or we most certainly will hang separately. And that's why when you stick together and build a great team, you're able to accomplish tremendous things. You gotta have a plan. When we talk about having a plan, like it says on the quote on the screen, if you don't have it written down, it's really not a plan. But I'm pretty certain that there was a club success plan written by your club, just a wild guess. And you met or exceeded every potential thing. once you make a plan, then you have to actually do something with the plan. Execution. You know, how many people have heard about strategy? Everybody knows what strategy is. I mean, you know, China is famous for great strategy. Strategy, according to the CEO of Kraft Foods, is about 10% strategy and 90% execution. So if you can make a plan, that's great, but if you can't execute on that plan, you're not really going to get very far. When your team wins, you all win. I saw this picture when I was looking through things, and I remember this. This was the Chinese gymnastic team which won the gold medal. And you know, more importantly than winning is what you become in the process of winning here at San Francisco Mandarin English Toastmasters. It might be you're bettering your public speaking, it might be your leadership skills, it could be a wide variety of many things. Why you're here is up to you. What you do with it is really up to you. I want to finish with this. Famous Chinese general by the name of Sun Tzu said, "Opportunities multiply when they are seized." We have several guests here tonight. What is the last opportunity you have seized? Have you done something to change the way that you do things, whether it's in public speaking, leadership, or just to change your life? I can unequivocally tell you, Toastmasters has done that for me.